For Oakland, Leanna Baxter, a 6'2 junior out of Wisconsin. And for Indiana, Lily Meister. Ball is in the air, and we are underway here from Assembly Hall. Hoosiers will control first. The usual starting five out there for Indiana, although, Cruz, as we've seen in these non-conference games, Indiana will go to its bench quite a bit later on.
Yeah, they have a lot of depth. I'm really interested to see Oakland coming out in a 1-3-1 zone right here and see how Indiana attacks it.
Chesky, left corner, cross court to Parrish. We'll see how she gets going. An early turnover, and off comes Oakland back the other way. Not the start Parrish was looking for. And the first bucket of the game goes to Macy Smith for Oakland. She averages just over 10 points per game. Second on a Golden Grizzlies team that has really struggled in the early going this season. Their points per game -9 in relation to their opponents as Moore McNeil misses a three. An offensive board for Gare Zone and a new chance for Indiana. Shea Chesky knocks down the mid-range.
And they got to be very interested to see Oakland settle from downtown a couple of times to start this game. Shooting just a hair under 30% on the season.
It was a nice cut to the basket by Smith that time, but good defense by Indiana underneath. Gare Zone, transition three. Count it! As we get a look at Teri Moren, the AP National Coach of the Year in 2023, and man, the job that she has done of breathing life into this Indiana program, it cannot be overstated.
No doubt about it.
Skorupski scoring from the mid-range. First team foul on Oakland this afternoon. Moore McNeil overhead to Parrish. She'll try, and she'll hit.
That's going to be big for Sydney Parrish as well. Not only her first bucket back from injury, but she is only 3 of 25 from beyond the arc this year. This will be a good start on her return from the injury, hitting that first shot.
Shooting under 15% from three, very uncharacteristic for Sydney Parrish, but she's got time to get back in her groove. Right wing three from Baxter is good. Something Indiana didn't do a whole lot of in the past, adding from the transfer portal, but they came out and got some good players this season. Chesky dishes to Parrish. That one a little bit too far off, and the rebound.
Thousands of people and their eyes on you.
Just trying to get your feet back under yourself. Much easier said than done. Macy Smith drives. She gets it back off the deflection and chucked that one at the backboard.
It was not pleasant, that's for sure.
At 8, she's only a 58% free throw shooter, but she makes both here. Oakland with their first lead of the afternoon. Indiana struggling to score in the paint. Parrish needs some help. She'll find Chesky. Indiana's got perimeter shooters. They'll dump it down to Striplin inside, and she scores.
Yeah, this is their third Big Ten team that they have played this season. They began the season with an exhibition against Michigan State, then played Michigan at the Chrysler Center in Ann Arbor, and now taking on Indiana on the road as well.
Macy Smith knocks down the three. Oakland, again, not very good from three-point range as a team, but Smith is one of their leading scorers, and if she gets going, it may be a sign of good things to come for the Golden Grizzlies. Inside to Striplin, underneath to Bargesser, who draws the contact. Bargesser at the line to shoot 2. And you just don't want to leave points on the board if you're Indiana. Bargesser makes the second. Nearly 20 over her last 3, but Indiana's kept her largely off the stat sheet so far. Roberts-Adams cuts to the basket, and the floater is nowhere close. Here's Chesky. And out of bounds on the kicked ball. It'll stay with Indiana.
Whether it'll be on the offensive end or if it starts on the defensive end. So far, if you like scoring, this is probably not the place where you want to be.
Sandviken off the bench for Indiana. They find Chesky. Meister back in for Striplin as Moore McNeil drives and bounces to Lamondola. She needs help, so she'll kick. Sandvik to Moore McNeil. A lot of ball movement. No shot yet. Chesky from the mid-range is good.
Ball movement is what set that up. The ball did not stick. That's the key to breaking down a zone. You have to keep the defense moving and reacting. That's where you're going to find pockets.
Smith at the stripe makes the first.
You know, some tough times in order to become a better basketball team, especially with this new group. So much turnover from last year, losing Sarah Scalia and Mackenzie Holmes, among others. You got to go through some of those things and learn from them. As long as you learn from them, you haven't lost in vain.
And this is a team with a nucleus that remembers just back in the tournament last year as Lamondola.
Now they have an opportunity potentially to take the lead, Nick.
They could take the lead into the break with a bucket here. About 10 seconds between the clocks. As Smith will drive on Lamondola. Indiana forcing Oakland late into the timer again in what has been a low-scoring first quarter. Skorupski's got a hoist again. She scores through the contact, but it's an offensive foul.
He just didn't get the benefit of the whistle this time around.
And so Indiana now can hold for the last shot. Both teams stymied on offense. Moore McNeil pushing it now. Chesky Bounces inside. Garzone fouled with 4.8 on the clock. She'll go to the line for 2. I'm going to hold my breath for now. Perfect from the line so far this year. Indiana's leading scorer. She's been a 3-point sharpshooter from the moment she stepped on campus. Now coming to a zone as an upperclassman. Free throw number 2. And she's still perfect from the line. 4.8 for Oakland. Dupree Hebert brings it up the floor, hands off to Skorupski from a mile away, nowhere close. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end. Indiana will take a 3-point advantage. Grizzlies inbounding out of the quarter break. Indiana's done a good job forcing Oakland late into the shot clock on almost every possession so far this afternoon. Jasmine Dupree Hebert in off the bench for Oakland. Trying to drive. She's got all sorts of trouble, so she'll kick to Macy Smith. She's got 9 of Oakland's 14 points so far. From the free throw line, she fires and misses, and the rebound to Bargesser. Moore McNeil running with haste along the baseline underneath. Good ball movement to the top for Garzone. Bouncing underneath and a kick ball.
A little bit too much traffic to try to slip it through.
21 on the shot clock. Caroline Striplin in for Lily Meister once again. We've seen them split minutes so far this afternoon. Left-handed layup is good off the window for Striplin. Skorupski averaging 16.5 per game, has just 2 so far. Matching the number on her jersey is not what she wants to do in the scoring column. Stripped by Bargesser. She's got Striplin running with her. She takes it herself.
Maybe even number 7 USC later in the month.
They played a thrilling game against UConn. Came out with the win on the road. Juju Watkins, Paige Beckers, 2 of the most electrifying players in women's college basketball. Dupree Hebert from the right edge. She'll fire over Garzone and nowhere close. She's got 2 fouls, so she may sit for the rest of this first half. Striplin off the inbounds, tries a long jump shot and knocks it down. Smith has been one of the primary ball handlers for Oakland so far. Here she misses the jump shot, and Parrish comes down with the rebound. Pass ahead to Striplin. She never turned. Didn't check the rearview mirror. It's a turnover forced by Oakland. Passing up the 3 is Baxter. She dribbles into the paint. Nice turnaround hook shot. Chesky thought about the 3 and threw it away. And again, they were looking for Striplin. Oakland hasn't done a good job of capitalizing off of it so far, a tribute to the Indiana defense. And again, late in the shot clock, it's Grimm near the right corner. Chesky, good pressure out near the 3-point line. Grimm has to fire again. This time she knocks it down. We've seen some air balls from Oakland, but that one was flush. Garzone in transition finds Parrish.
Well, Nick, the difference between that shot and a couple that we've seen so far tonight, that was off the catch, 1 dribble in rhythm on the shot, not a sidestep trying to force up a shot.
Chesky off the window. Smith on Garzone, and a double dribble. Skorupski leads Oakland in points per game, assists, steals. She does just about everything, and she does it well.
She got a deflection right there, too, up top on that 1-3-1.
Moore McNeil, nice shot fake. Overhead pass to Sandvik. This time from the left wing, she gets it to fall. Off the bench from Indiana in Big Ten play if she keeps that momentum going. Skorupski through a lot of traffic. An awkward shot. Clanks off the front of the rim. There's Lamandola for the board. Moore McNeil, nice pass to Meister, and she scores.
But just to go through something like that is it's not easy, that's for sure.
You know she'll be itching to get back out on the floor next season. Here's Macy Smith missing a right-handed floater. Another rebound for Indiana. They're dominating on the glass right now. 18 team rebounds to Oakland's 9. Moore McNeil all the way into the paint. Another nice bounce pass to Lily Meister and another easy 2.
And another big problem whenever you throw out a zone, there's going to be a lot of gaps. And somebody has to take the initiative to communicate and pick up the ball. Moore McNeil did a great job of recognizing that gap. Once the defense stepped up and left Meister wide open on that block.
Indiana on a 9-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Grimm from the left block ends that run. Nice touch on the finish for the Mercyhurst transfer from Columbus.
It seems like every time that Oakland gets a good opportunity up, they're hitting the shot. Maybe not every single time, but the quality shots have gone in more times than they have not. They need to continue to get looks like that because it works out for them.
Lamandola throws it away. Pass intercepted by Leah Bullard. Oakland going deeper into the bench as we approach halfway. Kylie Buckley, left side. Guarded a little bit off by LaMendola. She'll drive. Blocked by LaMendola. Buckley gets it back and scores on the second chance. Good job of staying with it right there. Up the floor with urgency. Here's Shea Chesky. Hasn't scored in a minute, but she does have 6 for Indiana. Now Moore McNeil finds Sanvi. She's made a three-pointer today. Chesky. Moore McNeil with 12 on the shot clock. Indiana can't get a look. Chesky creates her own. Indiana has a 9-rebound advantage on the glass so far today. Roberts-Adams driving on Striplin, tries the hook shot and scores.
Now if you're Oakland, get a stop right here, and you're only down 10 going into halftime. You might even be able to get a shot up before the end of the half and cut into this lead further.
Oakland's played 2 other Big Ten opponents this season. One was an exhibition, but they lost those games by an average of 56 points. LaMendola misses from the edge of the lane, and Oakland now could hold for the last shot. There's your stop.
You got to get a quality one right here, though. There's no question about it.
Skorupski averages 17 per game with 2 so far today. She passes inside to Grimm, who misses. Indiana throws it away. Skorupski with 2, tries the jump shot and scores at the horn. And Oakland keeps it to single digits as we go to the locker room. As we rejoin game actions, we switch ends, and we've got 20 minutes to decide this one. Original starters back out for both teams. We'll see how long Sydney Parrish stays on the floor. She played just 10 minutes in that first half, and a travel and a turnover.
Once that right pivot foot came up, or I guess it was her left pivot foot, but nonetheless still a travel, and that's exactly the start that you want for Oakland coming out of the halftime locker room.
Danny Grimm bringing it up the floor for Oakland. A chance to cut further into this deficit they're faced with. Head coach Dina Richard mentioned she wanted them to calm down, play their own game, be less frazzled here in this second half. Skorupski driving inside, and that's a good start since the middle point of the first half. Parrish, left wing, 3 ball. No doubt familiar with Big Ten basketball. Skorupski needs help. She'll drive this time, and tipped away by Parrish, batted out of bounds by Oakland.
Extend this lead beyond, I would say, 14, 15 points. It's probably going to be a tough time trying to come back.
Meister got caught by surprise with that pass. Garzone tips the rebound to Chesky, who fires and is knocked to the deck. He shoots 93%. Quite a few Hoosiers did against Bellarmine. They had 7 different players with at least 10 points in that 95-point showing.
I believe that was the first time in program history that a number like that was achieved by this Indiana team.
Certainly need a lot of things to go right if you want to reach 95 points again. And an offensive foul. Anna Baxter to the bench. She's now got 4 fouls. Parrish, left corner off the inbound. She scores again. Yeah, Cruz, she's back.
I'd say it's safe to say so. Already matching her season total in this game with 3 3-point field goals, and that is the last person that you want to lose on the defensive end, at least from outside the arc, maybe other than Yardinger zone for Indiana.
Parrish almost got the steal. Instead, Buckley misses the mid-range. Vargasser running in transition, 3-on-2. Chesky's open. She fires, and she scores.
Whenever you try to disrupt that, obviously can be very difficult physically, but also mentally, just to try to get yourself into the mindset and focusing on trying to, change something that's second nature, really. Well, you were the one who said, yeah, I think she's back, and yeah, I think you're right, Nick. I think you're right. She's looked very impressive coming back.
Speaking of impressive, there's Shea Chesky. Really, then Indiana just started to take this one over.
Yeah, the floodgates have really opened up for Indiana, and Oakland now facing their largest deficit of the game.
As Striplin pokes it away from Roberts-Adams. The veteran getting the better of the freshman. Here's Moore McNeil underneath. She scores at the hoop. And again, when your team's been held to 29, it's hard to get anything going offensively. In the paint, late in the shot clock, here's Grimm underneath. She misses the rim that time, and Parrish comes down with it. Chesky out and running to the corner. Vargasser through some traffic and a foul.
But right in the middle of the season, players are already used to having a certain system that they follow, and then all of a sudden that changes. They come together, they're going to have to be a cohesive unit, not only on the court, but off the court as well, and try to get themselves oriented by the time the Horizon League play comes around.
Vargasser misses the second free throw. Rebound, LaMendola, and Strickland scores again.
A little question about that.
Unfortunately, it did not, and I think we can save hypotheticals for SEC football discussion rather than Big Ten women's basketball. There's Maddie Skorupski. She's been quiet so far today. Just 3 of 10 from the floor prior to that last bucket. Bargesser bouncing to Striplin. I mean, you can't stop her.
Now she gets down to her spot.
Has a steal. Lexis Bargesser's got one. She just swatted that one out of bounds. It's been tough sledding for Oakland offensively as Skorupski in the 24-25 season. She converts the end one opportunity. Indiana dominant on the glass. 28-14, a 2-to-1 ratio on the boards. Striplin underneath. Contact and another foul on Serenity Roberts.
Whenever you go up against players like Striplin and Garzone and La Mendola, you have to try to hold your ground a little bit more physical.
But she's making a case to perhaps maybe start in the future with how she's played.
You have to make every single opportunity account, especially those high-quality looks. And considering the schedule that they have upcoming, playing 2 of the top 10 teams in the country over the course of the next month, you don't want to make any assumptions, but, of course, those are the facts on the table.
Smith converts on the three-point play. Indiana 51% from the floor, Oakland 38. Sandvik in transition. Had to corral herself. She goes underneath. Garzone. Sandvik will get it back. She'll drive. Kick. Garzone's open. 3-ball from the corner. She scores.
And almost all of them can shoot, too.
Skorupski drives into a double team. Tough fadeaway off front iron. Final 90 seconds of this third quarter and a travel on Henna Sandvik. As here's Skorupski from the elbow. She pulls up, misses it short. I mean, they're getting looks. It's just they're not converting. Long pass ahead to Meister, and that's an easy 2.
That was an easy 2 right there for Meister. Great vision from the backcourt for Indiana. Skorupski just looks a little bit out of sync. She also looks a little bit tired as well. And, whenever you're tired, it's really hard to get back into your rhythm and shoot a shot like you normally would.
Jasmine Dupree-Hebert's 3-ball is in and out, rebounded by Grimm. An offensive board and a fresh 20 for Oakland. Mid-range is good. And Danny Grimm has 7 now. Up ahead, it's Sandvik. 15 seconds between the clocks here. Underneath to Meister, dribbling on Roberts Adams. She scores from the right side. Danny Grimm on yard end Garzone. She'll go one-on-one. Garzone, nice pressure, but a little bit too much that time.
Crowd certainly didn't like it.
Yeah. Grimm back at the line. Converted on an and one earlier. She makes this one. As they trail by 25. Second free throw, no good. Garzone with 2 seconds. Ahead to Sandvik at the buzzer. She doesn't get it off in time. Oh! They'll check that. I don't think she did. The referee whispering in our ears calculus, which was about as complicated as getting the scoreboard working again. 10 minutes to go. Hoosiers by 25. Parrish misses the 3-ball. Rebound to Royal Davis, and back comes Oakland. It's now or never for the Grizzlies.
Oh, boy.
The buzzer goes off for no reason, and I think we've got more IT troubles. After some technical difficulties...
Well, don't say anything too soon, Nick.
We've gone more than 3 seconds without a buzzer, so I think it's a good sign.
We're afraid we're going to have to move this game over to Cook Hall, potentially.
Or maybe even Bloomington North. Just up the road, not far, but I don't think it's advisable. Tip ball, scrum on the floor, won by Oakland with 5 on the shot clock. Grimm hoists and gets a friendly bounce.
I wonder what the scoring drought was in real time since our last actual basket.
Probably about 3 presidential administrations based on my count. Garzone rotating around a Striplin screen. Nice 2-man game right there.
That was gorgeous right there from Indiana, picking apart the defense. Not a lot of communication there for the Grizzlies, and Indiana makes them pay for it.
And Caroline Striplin has really been impressive this afternoon in all phases for Indiana. Garzone's got 8 points. Baxter playing with 4 fouls, kicks to Grimm, and she makes the 3. Count it, and the foul. The rare 4-point play. Grimm converts the 4-point play. She's got 14. She only averages 6 per game, but she's showing some of that talent that landed her on the NEC All-Rookie team at Long Island. Striplin from the free throw line, an unfriendly bounce that time. Danny Grimm, the star of the show for Oakland. Inside, Leanna Baxter misses over Parrish. The Fishers native taking it the length of the floor. She scores underneath. Left side, 3-ball from Smith, too strong. And Indiana really all over the glass right now, out-rebounding Oakland by 16, 33-20 the totals. Oakland 0 of their last 4 from the floor. Chesky inside. Nice cut by Moore McNeil. She'll go to the hole and miss the layup, but she's fouled. Moore McNeil approaching 1,000 points. She'll hit it probably within the next 5 or 6 games. Free throw is good. Chloe Moore McNeil, when she leaves after this season, big shoes to fill. Offensive rebound. Striplin, she scores. $16 for Striplin, 17 for Chesky, 11 for Parrish. Driving Grimm, couldn't find it. Open look for Dupree Hebert in the corner, but she misses. Another rebound, Chesky. Out and running, Kadlikova underneath. Steps in and scores! Nearly emptying the bench this afternoon. And Kadlikova converts on the three-point play. She's already tripled her season average.
And how about that smile that she had, too, after that and one, feeling good. That was a great play, too. Great heads-up pass up the floor. The Euro step taking the contact and able to finish it.
And on the other end, Danny Grimm for the easy two. To a nice ovation, Sydney Parrish exits with 7 rebounds to lead all Indiana players as Shea Chesky knocks down another one.
Plenty of time to rest up and get yourself ready because this is going to be a grueling Big Ten schedule, as it usually is every year. If there's going to be any team and any leader that has their team ready, it's going to be Teri Moren in Indiana.
Bargesser driving through. She scores! As Bargesser converts. All bench players in for the Hoosiers at this juncture. Turnover forced by Kadlikova. She saves it to Sandvik. And a foul on Roberts Adams. Juju Watkins coming to Bloomington. That is going to be fun to watch. Fresh off a career high against Bellarmine, Hannah Sandvik. Both free throws good. This is to Dupree Hebert. Oakland in foul trouble. Baxter on the bench. She's fouled out. One of the starting 5. Nice contact and a good finish there.
You also have to give credit to Indiana for having the presence of mind and the active awareness to crash the glass and putting themselves in a position to get offensive rebounds.
Kadlikova, 9-3 on the season, which if you remember the start that they had, you'd take 9-3 going into the bulk of Big Ten play. Bullard nearly traveled, and she turns it over. Sandvik comes away. Here's Lamandola into the lane. No good, but she'll go to the free throw line. Lamandola, 50%. OVC Freshman of the Year, first team all-conference as a freshman. She came over to Indiana.
Of the last 2 games, when you bring into consideration their performance against Bellarmine, and then again here today against Oakland, shots weren't falling early. They were able to get through that. They've still almost dropped 90 points.
Outnumbered is Oakland in transition. Kadlikova scores again.
She's had a terrific day in her limited minutes off the bench as well.
Can't convert on the N1 this time, but the native of the Czech Republic, 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting for her off the bench. Hoosiers eclipse 90 points for the second time in as many games. A couple more possessions and they may match the 95 they scored against the Bellarmine Knights last weekend.
And they're approaching that season high that they set in that last game against the Knights.
Driving underneath and scoring is Leah Bullard. And she converts on the three-point play. Bargesser trying to create some space. Kadlikova tries again. This one too strong. She bounces to Rendell, the Idaho State transfer. One of several transfers on this Oakland team. Rendell, turnaround jumper falls. Her first points of the season for Maddie Rendell.
Not a bad venue to have your first collegiate points at.
Yeah, Assembly Hall, all things considered. Indiana can dribble this one out. The Hoosiers will improve to 9-3 on the season. They close their non-conference slate with back-to-back 90-point performances, back-to-back dominant wins, and as the horn sounds, Indiana will win this one going away after a slow start. Shea Chesky leads the way with 20 points. Parrish, 7 boards. Chloe Moore McNeil, 8 assists. And Indiana heads into Big Ten play on a high.
Now you can't complain with this showing here today. Yes, shots weren't falling, but you were able to gut your way through it.